It was funny when you called her a bitch.
Yeah.
Gilly, you called her a bitch, Tracy. I mean, I can believe it. I don't care. Oh man.
I can't find my car keys.
They were in your overalls?
No. No, they are. They actually are.
Thank you very much.
I got them.
Thank you very
I
much.
got them. Hey, can you tell Justin? Hey. Candace, Justin's right out back. Can you tell him I found my keys?
Okay.
I put them in my overalls. I swear to God I did.
You wrestled a whole match with him.
Yeah.
You wrestled a 5-star classic with him.
My watch is right up there.
It's in there.
No, it's up
No,
there.
no. You took your watch off before the show.
Your social security number is in there.
Everything all right for you, aye?
Yes, thank you.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Aye, definitely all right.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Aye. Cool. It's funny.
Is that the weirdest thing you've ever done?
No, it was amazing for that. Like, but I was like, oh my god, I was like, what did I do? You know what I mean? Like,
It's a real.
that was a fucking
You're like-
situation and a
Yeah,
half.
you're put on the. It's like sink or swim, ain't it?
Mate, wait, I sang.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, did you hear the reaction?
I know, but
There's some weird bits in there, obviously.
like, I don't know, man. I don't know what I feel. Honestly, I don't know. What do you think about it? Like,
I mean, that's like you work to him, you know.
it was his thing.
He's the veteran. You go with him. You go with his flow. Like sometimes maybe it's not like what you like. It throws you off in an uncomfortable
That's
situation.
fucking experience, man. That's an experience, man.
So, but imagine doing that with him 4 years ago. Like you hung tonight, you know, right?
You should, like,
Yeah.
I'm just saying that for, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying. Imagine doing that 4 years ago. Do you think you would even be able to?
I would
do
have
that?
been crying.
Yeah.
That's a thing. I was like, fucking, Every night, face Tracy, I just fucking so nervous. Like, the wee girl was brilliant, huh? The wee girl was brilliant, huh?
The girl.
The wee girl was good, huh?
Yeah, she was great. She was the biggest baby face in the building.
Yeah, she was.
Do you have fun, Tracy?
Yeah, I'm just not in ring shape, you know what I mean? I hadn't worked in 3 weeks, but I'd like to be like 20, 25 pounds lighter, you know? I could easily be 40, 50 pounds heavier. It's hard to diet, isn't it? It's hard. But he's talking about comedy wrestlers. Bugsy McGraw was a great comedy wrestler. You guys ever remember him? Bugsy McGraw.
I know the name.
Bugsy McGraw. He worked down in Florida a lot. He worked Crockett a lot. And Florida and Crockett mainly he did. But probably one of the best, of course, Dusty Rhodes, Handsome Jimmy Valiant. You know.
Can I ask you, like, is it weird for you to now, doing kind of like in the later years of your career, to be doing essentially comedy, right?
Yeah, I mean, heck, it's about all I do. but you know, on any show, and you know this, it's like a restaurant. You have all types of food. You have your real good wrestlers, you know what I mean? Your like cruiserweight type, whatever you want to call it, you know. You have the guys that are charisma, like your thing, you know what I mean? You're a little comedy, but you're a wrestler too, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then you got the big guys, you know, the gimmick hardcore guys and all that. You'd have all types. And like any like hardcore matches were built up to cage matches and you know stuff. Terry Funk, good example of a lot of that. And he's not comedy. He's comedy, hardcore, or worker all in one. You know. Jimmy Valiant was a great. He really was.
Well, are you okay doing comedy now?
Yeah, I mean whatever. But I mean when I was a kid, y'all. Being able to do a drop kick, flying forearm, flying elbow, off the top, off the canvas, you know, cross body off the top of the canvas, that's a big deal. You were flying around everywhere. Steve and I was the Southern boys, he's like, oh God. And then when you saw, you know, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, you know, Scorp and all those guys changed it. Liger, Benoit, you know, all that style. They brought that lucha and Japanese, yeah, you know what I mean? You know, kind of, you started seeing it about 92. First time I ever saw anybody do a Hurricane off top was Liger, and he did it to Benoit when he was Pegasus, or what was it, something like that, under the mask. you started seeing that. And then of course Paul E, ECW changed the business so much, you know, and a guy that do a lot of comedy, we do hardcore was Tommy Dreamer. He do a lot of good comedy stuff, you know, he really did. And I'm trying to think of other guys. There's a bunch of other guys.
You were doing, FBI was kind of comedy,
Well,
right?
yeah.
Is that like your first time doing comedy now?
Yeah, I guess it was. Yeah, I guess I never thought of that. Yeah, about 97. I remember you I never went to Europe and the United Kingdom until 2005. But when I was your age, there were still a lot of places in the States, and of course England, Europe, United Kingdom, Germany, all of that. You know what I mean? You know, was going. Germany used to have the 8-month tours. You know, Mexico, a lot of guys were going there. You could stay in the States, go to Japan some, and do. And I never went to England. I never. A couple of times, Luke Williams, he used to go over a lot and wanted me to go, but I ended up got booked a few places and didn't, and I wish I would have. But first time I ever did rounds, I think, was with Robbie, Doug Williams, and then Robbie Brookside. Yeah, and a lot of the guys don't even know them in here in the station. Great wrestler, you know, but in England, I liked it a lot in Europe and all that because a lot of it's ad lib. Am I right? I mean, a lot of guys you call it in the ring, you know, which you don't see that as much here. And like tonight, we had the finish, right? And we had a couple spots. Really, the rest just kind of called, and God knows you didn't know the girl would be there, you know. And she was the biggest babyface in the building.
Tracy, when you get on the mic,
I called her a rat.
Yeah, you did.
But you know what though?
No, you said don't be a rat.
Don't be a rat. Don't be a rat. But you know though. What was you gonna say? Go ahead.
Like you get on the microphone and you make them laugh. Like, do you know you're doing that?
No, I just
don't know.
Just fucking around.
Yeah.
Just like what we did. We just going ad lib, and then he said, "What do you think of Biz Bed?" I started burying him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. You know,
Yeah.
just whatever comes up and whatever you feel the people. But it's hard to be unpredictable, you know, because the people are so smart and they've seen so much, and in a lot of matches now, the style is the style we're talking about with Eddie and Benoit and those guys, you know, and Rey Mysterio, all them kind of started that. Am I right? Mm-hmm. Scorp and all those guys. God knows that when I was young, I couldn't do that. So I try to be a little different. I don't know if I'll be heel babyface, and you know.
So those guys made you change it up a little bit and maybe start adding a little comedy?
I started. I thought, good Lord. I remember telling Cornette in '96 when I got to New York when he brought the WWE Mexican guys in, remember that? Mm-hmm. And they were wanting some of that because they're trying to get to the lucha, you know, the Hispanic crowd, because so many Hispanics come in the USA. And I said, Jimmy, I think I should have took gymnastics when I was a kid. I said, I can't do that. I can't do a cartwheel. You know, I'd break my neck. I should have tried though. I busted my butt and it got a good pop, you know. But everybody, I think that sometimes guys, and you know, they'll go setting up their matches, and they really don't even know what the finish is yet or who they want over, because you know what I mean. Then you want to know that, so you know what story to come back or what they want to come back with, or if they do or what, or however they want it, and they just they don't watch the other matches, and a lot of repeats. You know what I mean? You know, and they do guys' signature moves and finishes. They may not even know what it is. Do it for a high spot or something. That's going to be in the main event. You see that a lot. Am I right? You know, you see a lot of Russian. You rush it. People rushing.
Oh, not Russian.
Right? Yeah. But you know what I mean? Throwing weak punches, weak kicks, and stuff like that. Not taking their time. Y'all's generation in your 30s and maybe early 40s, or in the 30s on early 40s. The last generation got to work weekly towns, monthly towns, every 2 weeks. Get to do a lot of overseas stuff, which you still are. They're not getting to do that much. It's not. Am I right? You're established now, but now it's hard for a guy to go get out there and get you, Punk, and Ace. Ace, you guys were going. Am I right? Hero, y'all were everywhere. Y'all were doing 20, 30 hours a week in the car. Am I right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
That's what we're doing now, right now.
Well, I know. I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah, but like this trip that
But
we're
you're getting your name out there, right? You're doing. Was it Chicago last night and here tonight and in St. Louis? Yeah. Didn't you tell me you did 150,000 miles on?
This year, 175,000.
Yeah. And like him and charisma. He's not going out there and can do moonsaults and all that but it gets the people the emotion, you know, and that's what means a lot. I saw a thing where you was working him, and I just saw your entrance that you did, and the way he just played off of your entrance. People don't realize that. That makes a lot. Just the way he kept contact when we come into the ring. You ain't done nothing, and they're out of their fucking mind. It's called working. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But you don't see that, and there's, I don't know. A lot of times the best stuff is when you don't plan much, and it go by ear, play it by ear. And when you were doing that thing that was great, and I said, hey, you're a pretty good Mark. I said, you're a good smart Mark. And then that girl, I thought, man, I get some mileage out of her. 'Cause I was blowed up, But you just kind of see things and do. But I mean, if I was in an opening match, I can't be doing that. You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? And the time wise and stuff and do. And they'd seen so much good stuff and all, and then you're hearing it during the night and going, oh my God, I'm 23 years old now. I'm getting old. And you know what I mean? And I can't follow that. Fuck, I can't hardly walk. But you just.
Hey, Trace, do you like making those people laugh though? Even though you're there?
But just being off the wall, you know what I mean? You do that when you do your comedy act, right?
Yeah.
You catch them with stuff just.
So your idea of comedy is just being fucking crazy out there?
I guess. They think I ain't got a clue anyway, which I don't. So I get away with it, I guess. I don't know. I'm just hanging out.
What's your character now?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I like working in overalls better. For some reason, I just have more fun. I feel more comfortable in it. I don't want to work in tights no more. I want to work overalls every time. And I ain't worked in 3 weeks. I just thought, I don't know. You know how this business is, and one day you love it, one day you hate it, and the old timers would tell me, they say there'll come a time that you'll hate it more than you love it. When it is, you need to take a break. But I've got out a few times, about a year each time, about 2 or 3 times. Now I like to take like 2 or 3 weeks off. Mm-hmm. But I got a job to support my wrestling habit. But I mean, I'm not out there doing it for a living, and I always I like to slow down. But you got to sometimes take. You know what I mean? To keep yourself, when you're doing, you have to keep your stuff fresh, right? If you go work a place and you go work in England, you got to change your stuff up. You do your comedy act, you got to change it up, right? You can't go in telling the same stuff. I mean, you got to, and kind of see what they're buying. I always like to watch the matches and see what they're, what they're kind of buying and doing. And of course, I can't do what they're doing anyway. But like Dusty would say, we're making movies, baby. You know what I mean? He'd say, tell a different story, write a different book.
He was out there for the first 3 matches, just watching, just to see what they were doing.
I usually watch more than that when I was getting with him.
Yeah. You would just see what they were buying, see what they were doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because during the night with me, I mean, I'm watching, I'm going, good God, what am I going to do?
Right.
You
want to see what, yeah.
And just kind of that way, and you try to adjust to who you're working with and how they work, but I mean, things like that. So, I'm trying to think what other comedy guys.
What would Bugsy McGraw do?
He's just a heavy set guy that dance around a little bit. He do the belly bump stuff, splashes, and and things, and a lot of and of course Dusty and his probably when he was young.
What about the can you say midgets? Did you guys have the midget spots and stuff? Were those guys running around the territories?
Yeah. They come in and Little Tokyo. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
He was great, man. Little Tokyo was fucking great. He was out of this world. He was great. What facial expressions he had.
But those guys couldn't have longevity, could they?
No,
they couldn't stay in a territory.
Right. They come in for a week or two and they go around and do. They would.
Would Bugsy McGraw have longevity?
He go between Florida, I think, and maybe Puerto Rico.
Could he stay in a territory for a little bit though, as a comedy act?
If you had the right heel to work with, I guess, things like that. But Jimmy Valiant, he could do that. He could. But Jimmy made him believe that he could, he was tough, but he had comedy too. As he got older, he did more, and things like that. There's other guys too. I'm trying to think. I know when I leave, I'll think of them.
What about the black dudes?
Rufus R. Jones. You ever remember him? 3 freight trains in the headbutt, but he'd do so much. And Bob Armstrong, but he was such a badass. But he'd do all that and everything to throw one chop. You know what I mean? Like even Jimmy Snuka, when he would do his thing and all that, and But I mean, that's not necessarily comedy as much, but it's charisma. I guess that's how you'd say.
Is there a difference between charisma and comedy?
Yeah, I guess there is. Yeah. But I mean, it is a mixture. The guys, the good ones, do both.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I guess. I don't know.
No, it's almost like the more you hear these words, the more I think to myself, like, am I a comedy wrestler or am I just a charismatic wrestler?
Right.
You know, like,
Right.
what's the answer, or is there an answer?
Well, you do a little comment, but charismatic. Hey, can you do me a favor? Hey, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
What, right where we go up the stairs, right before we go out to the right, my watch is up there. I got a gold watch.
To the
up
right
there.
of the stairs?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, I'll see it.
Up there, right before where you go out to the ring.
I got you.
If you don't mind.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll let you get dressed, Tracy. Sorry.
Hey,
Thanks for bullshit with us.
yeah. Did you get anything out of that?
Yes.
Okay.